From 41 NBC Sports, it's time for Friday Night Football scores and highlights. You're in the end zone. Brought to you in part by Macon and Robbins Bedroom and Mattress, Dublin Chevy Nissan, and Raphael Tire Master. With Bill Shanks, Tucker Sargent, and Shaaz Peerani.
Good evening and welcome to the End Zone. I'm Shaaz Peerani. Bill Shanks and Tucker Sargent are both out this week, so I'm flying solo for week 6 of the high school football season. We've got some really good matchups on our rundown, including the game of the week between Houston County and Warner Robins. But first, let's get started with Perry at Howard, a Region 2 opener in Quad A. Both teams were 3-1 through the first 4 weeks. The Huskies were hoping to do better this year against the Panthers, who won this game 49-0 last season. Let's get right into it as we head to Thompson Stadium on Shirling Drive in Macon. We go to the first drive of the game. Perry with the ball here. Coulter Ginn hands it off to Ahmad Gordon. He breaks free, gets a pretty good run in there. And then next play, Ginn passes it to Dakari Anderson, who runs it in for the touchdown. A beautiful play there. Kick is good, and Perry would lead 7-0. Now, 2 drives later for the Panthers. Ginn gets the snap here. He throws it to Corey Pettigrew, wide open, beautiful ball. He goes in for the touchdown, and Perry, just like that, would go up 14-0 after the extra point. Now we've got a little bit of a wild one here. Now Ginn drops back. He passes it to Nate, and it's dropped. However, Nate Campbell grabs it, and Howard would take over. Howard with the ball there, but Perry right back the other way, and that is picked off by Rodorius Lewis. Now we go to the second quarter. This time, Cameron Taylor drops back. Never mind, Perry's got the ball here once again. Ahmad Gordon gets the score. Perry scores another one, and they are up 21-0. Now 7-0. Never mind, that's on me. We go to the second quarter. Howard driving. Cameron Taylor, he rolls out. He gets a pretty good run there. Perry with the ball once again. This time, Ginn got to drop pass outside. Perry would go on to win 41-0. Now we go to Highway 96 as Veterans hosted Northgate in their last non-region game of the season. After a few series, Veterans is up on the 20-yard line. Jake Maxwell heaves it to midfield, and that's picked off by Mason McKnight. Vikings couldn't turn it into points, however. Next series, Warhawks 3rd and 20 on their own 15. Veterans gets taken down. Ball fumbled. Vikings take over. And here we have a quarterback sneak. Dylan Barber sneaks it in. Point after good right here. Vikings would take a 7-0 lead. Now on the ensuing kickoff return, Warhawks back to take it. Wilson Bird, he gets the ball. He's got a little bit of time, a lot of good blocking here. He breaks free. He's got all the green grass in front of him. He is trying to go all the way home. Can he do it? He is oh so close. He gets taken down at the 2-yard line. And it would then take until 3rd down, but Jake Maxwell, he would get the snap here. He's looking for somebody, and he finds Chandler Thomas for the touchdown. So he gets faked out a little there. It's all good, though. Point after would be good, and we would get a tied game at 7. Vikings respond a while later, march down the field with the ball on the Warhawks' 8-yard line. They would run it straight in with Evan Garrett. Point after is good, and Vikings would lead 14-7, and they would also go on to win this one 34-15. Veterans host Thomas County Central next week. Next, we'll have more action from Macon, and then our End Zone Game of the Week from the MAC. More on the End Zone right after this.
Tonight, we lift up and celebrate Flint Energy's Power Lineman of the Week, Brian Walbrook, and high school football lineman Nate Langham of Houston County High School. Both linemen working to bring power and passion to everything they do, on and off the field. 41 NBC Lineman of the Week is powered by Flint Energies.
It's time for more Friday Night Football scores and highlights. You're in the end zone. Brought to you in part by Macon and Robin's Bedroom and Mattress, Dublin Chevy Nissan, and Raphael Tire Master. With Bill Shanks, Tucker Sargent, and Shaaz Peerani.
High school football is everything.
Welcome back to the end zone. The Stratford Eagles had it easy for their first 3 games of the season, scoring 137 points. But last week, Pacelli held the Eagles to only 3 points in a 19-point loss. Stratford back at home tonight for a non-region game against Brookstone from Columbus. We are at Stratford Academy with the private school matchup here. Stratford Eagles taking on Brookstone Cougars. Very first possession and play. Cougars Lane Cannon takes the handoff. He finds the open field heading down. He would get taken down here for the 65-yard play. Cougars close to the red zone after that. Now a couple plays later, Cannon receives the handoff and he breaks through untouched. 1 touch maybe there. He gets in for the score. Extra point good. Cougars up 7-0. Early in the second quarter, Brookstone back on offense. Brooks Roney going to connect with Chris Vickerson. 20-yard reception getting the Cougars back in Stratford territory. Later in the drive, Ronnie rolls out. He connects with Jake Tolbert, giving the Cougars 6 more points. Extra point successful. They're up 14-0. Late in the second, Cougars on the hunt again. Ronnie connects with Maxwell Joe, looks it up right there, middle of the field. That's a 30-yard reception, and Cougars back in the red zone. Next play, Ronnie gets a snap, drops back, launches it to the end zone as he rolls to the right, but it's intercepted by Jet Johnston. What a play by the Eagles there, a little momentum. Now on offense, QB, he takes off, looking to the right side, and that would be a 20-yard rush. However, Cope Smith again gets the handoff here, breaks free, finds an open hole. Could he get anything more? But despite the efforts, they would turn the ball over after that, and Cougars would still lead 14-0, and Brookstone would go on to win 20-14. Stratford faces Deerfield Windsor next week. Now we head to Ed DeFore Sports Complex as the Rutland Hurricanes welcome the Spencer Greenaway for their second region game of the season. Rutland looking pretty good out there, scary boys, and Spencer ready to go on. Here we go. First drive of the game for Spencer, quarterback Gary Gaither sends it up to Kashot Sampton. Insane Moss catch there for the touchdown. Point after would be no good, so Spencer leads 6-0. Now Rutland with the ball, and quarterback Marquise Latner gets out of the pocket, looking for his receiver, but it's picked off by Dre Duncan, and he would make his way to the right side of the field, and can he go home? Yes, he can. He sneaks in there for the touchdown. Spencer would try to go for 2, but they fail, so they're only up 12-0. Rutland with the ball once again. This time Latner fakes the handoff, finds a huge hole in the line. Great read, takes it to the end zone for a 33-yard touchdown. Point after is good, and Rutland would trail 12-7. Spencer with the ball yet again. Justin Williams takes the handoff. He gets hit by several Hurricane defenders on the way to the end zone. That's a score. Spencer once again goes for 2. It works, so they're up 20-7. This time, Spencer has the ball. Second quarter, they're down at the 1, and it's an easy score for DeAndre Witherspoon. And that gets in. Point after is no good, but it doesn't matter. Spencer would go on to win this one 26-7. Rutland now 2-3 on the season. We'll be back in action against Southwest on Thursday. I'll have the game of the week between Warner Robins and Houston County right after this.
More highlights coming up on the End Zone. Tonight's catered meal for the End Zone crew is provided by Cow Pies Pizza. Food the whole family will love. # utterly delicious.
High school football is everything.
It's time for more Friday Night Football scores and highlights. You're in the End Zone. Brought to you in part by Macon and Robin's Bedroom and Mattress, Dublin Chevy Nissan, and Raphael Tire Master. With Bill Shanks, Tucker Sargent, and Shaaz Peerani.
High school football is everything.
Welcome back to the End Zone. We are used to great games between high schools in Houston County, and all these teams seem to be just getting better and better. So tonight in McConnell-Talbert Stadium, the undefeated Houston County Bears took on the Warner Robins Demons. The Bears came in ranked 4th in the state in GHSA's 6A, while the Demons, even with a 2-2 record, came in ranked 6th in the 5A. So let's head to the MAC, as the Bears look to defeat the Demons for a second straight season. Opening kickoff of the game, Demons back to return. It's a high and short kick, and it's muffed there, and now it's an open for all as Bears end up recovering it and take over possession to start the game. But the Demons defense steps up and provides some help as Ikarian Hammock is there to swallow up the Bears quarterback as that forces a fourth down and Bears have to punt. Now, Demons with the ball, and their new quarterback, Judd Anderson, steps back looking for a receiver, but it's picked off by Jordan Smith, who would return it all the way to the 15-yard line, and Bears take advantage as the very next play. Antoine Hill Jr. finds Ricky Johnson on the 2-yard line. He fights his way in for the score, and Bears lead 7-0 after the extra point. Following Bears' drive, Hill steps back, has all the time in the world, launches it deep to Ricardo Tarver, who hauls it in between 3 defenders for the 45-yard reception. What a dime from Hill. I mean, that's exactly why he is a 4-star recruit. Unbelievable. Later in the drive, a little trickery here. Hill fakes the handoff. Cale Woodburn gets the toss. He makes his way in, gets the ball over the pylon perfectly for the score. Bears lead 14-0 after the extra point. Once again, Houston County with the ball. This time, Hill in a little bit of trouble, looking to make something out of nothing. But he loses the ball. However, yes, the Bears are lucky and they recover it. Later in the drive, after switching ends at the quarter break, Hill finds running back Ryan Talib on the short screen, and Talib turns on those burners. And he would go all the way to the 10-yard line, but there is a flag. Bears do still get the big play, but they would only be on the opposing 45-yard line. Now, a few plays later, Hill finds his favorite target, Ricky Johnson, yet again. But this time, Johnson has to make a few sweet moves, somehow stays in bounds. What a play. That's a nice score, and Houston County continues to add to their lead, going up 21-0 after the extra point. Yet again, Bears with the ball next drive. Hill finds Talib on the screen. This time it's a little trickery. Launches it open to the wide open Johnson. He's a little mad. He's like, why did I not just get in for the score? But hey, it's all good. It is all good. Next play, Gavin Kirpis gets the direct snap. He works his way in for the score. 4th touchdown of the first half as Hoco would lead 28-0 at halftime, and they would go on to dominate the Demons 41-7. Houston County back in action next Friday, taking on Lee County at home, while Warner Robins also at home hosting Ola. We'll wrap up the show with the scoreboard right after this. Stay tuned.
It's time for more Friday Night Football scores and highlights. You're in the end zone. Brought to you in part by Macon and Robbins Bedroom and Mattress, Dublin Chevy Nissan, and Raphael Tire Master. With Bill Shanks, Tucker Sargent, and Shaaz Peerani.
High school football is everything.
The Georgia Bulldogs will be on the radio tomorrow. Coverage starts at 3:30, and the kickoff will be at 7:30 between the Dogs and UAB. Listen on the superstations, 93.1 FM in Macon, 905.9 FM in Warner Robins, and 98.3 FM in South Central Georgia. And you can listen online at thesuperstations.com. Bill will then talk about the game Monday on his show at 3 p.m. Now let's get right to the scoreboard for tonight. First game, we've got Peach County getting their first victory of the season, beating Hardaway 47-6. Then we've got the Northside Eagles falling to Crisp County 20-16. Spalding defeats Baldwin 34-0. Then Mary Persons moves on with a 55-0 victory against Columbus. They play Prince Avenue next week. Fitzgerald beating Dodge County 56-32. Dodge County against Worth County next week. Crawford County takes on Twiggs, wins 20-14, and they'll take on Lake Oconee next week. Wilcox County beats Terrell County 44-6. Slate County beats Macon County 34-7. John Mills Academy takes on Brookwood 62-28. FPD wins 42-0 against Mount Christian and the Patriots. And then Pinewood Christian beats Mount DeSales 42-20. Windsor Knights get the win 34-18, and Crisp Academy wins 36-14 against Covenant Academy Rams. Thank you for being us for Week 6 of high school football season. Bill and Tucker will be back next week. For now, I'm Shaaz Peerani.